Okay, we'll start. So, I'm Alessia, and I will host the chat here today. But I'm also, as I said earlier, we're also here with two other people. One of them is Remus, one of our students, and then there's also my colleague Melanie as well, and they will just introduce themselves quickly.
Yes, hello everyone, my name is Remus and I'm a student representative. And if you come to GIC next year in the January, I think you guys can also be a representative too, because there is a lot of things very interesting can happen to you in the student representative community. For example, such as this interesting conversation with you guys. Thank you very much.
Great.
What do you study, Remus?
My courses is business law and science in the GIC. Yes.
Great.
Okay, great.
And my name is Melanie, and I'm the manager of student services.
That's great. Yeah, I kind of forgot to tell you what I'm actually doing.
Yes.
So I'm a student services administrator, and I'm mainly responsible for the social program and also anything related to social media. So if you see our posts on Facebook or on Twitter, then that's me posting all this information. I will also tell you about our Facebook group after this chat, and I will leave the link in here because we have a dedicated Facebook group for all the students that are starting in January. And sorry guys, our speakers for some reason keep turning on. So yeah, so we have a dedicated Facebook group for you, and we will we will post the link in here. I cannot hear you over the noise. Okay, has somebody still got their microphone turned on? Can you all please turn off your microphone?
Chinese guys.
Can you translate?
Yeah, this is just like a turn off your
Oh, that's good.
iPhone.
Ah, okay. Okay guys, just please make sure that you turn off your microphones.
This is the same meaning as the first one.
Okay, yeah.
Paraphrase.
That's great. Olivia's also trying to translate, just in case you might not understand.
Right, shall we start with the first question?
Yes. Okay, so we'll start with the first question. I hope you can all hear us now, and I hope the noise is not too bad. So the first question that we have is, would it be too late to book my dormitory on December 17th? Now, I've asked our accommodation manager about this before this chat, and she said that of course you should be able to, or you should be aiming to book your accommodation as soon as possible, because we can't guarantee that your preferences will still be available on the 17th of December. But if there is a specific reason why you can only do that on that day, then you can do so. But you need to remember that the choice and your preference of room might not be available anymore at that time. So you just need to be aware of that. But yeah, you can still book your accommodation at that time. Okay, now the next question is a question we can ask. Okay, I will speak slower. Sorry. Okay, the next question is for I think Remus can answer that. Is it necessary to buy a new cell phone? Any advice about SIM cards?
Yes, firstly I will speak very slowly. Yes, I think if you can buy a cell phone or the assignment card in your country, and it will make you quite convenience and save your time in the GIC or in the GU, because if you do not get, for example, the assignment card, you will have to buy the assignment card here, and you have to open your account and add some money to your account. It is will lose quite a waste of your time anyway. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so do you use a SIM card from
Oh yeah.
from China then, here in the UK?
You know that you mean the chip, the car used here?
Uh-huh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, maybe the chip gap.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay, so you buy a SIM card,
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yeah, so there is a difference for that you can get contracts for your cell phones, but you can also get like your SIM cards where you just load money onto them. And for the beginning, that's pretty much the easiest way of doing things. So yeah, you can just aim for that.
It's very important that you have a UK mobile number. It's part, a lot of students are not aware of this, but it's part of your visa requirements that the college we have a number to call you on, and it has to be a UK number.
Okay. Just to okay, let me just check about the noise. Okay, I think somebody still has their microphone on, and it's a bit, and that's why it is so loud. I'm not sure why the person is not turning off their microphone, but I can only assure you that we are recording this Skype chat on camera. So we will make the recording of the Skype chat available afterwards. It will be on YouTube, and we will also try and make it available on the equivalent Chinese website, because I know that YouTube is not available in China. So we will make it available for you as soon as we finish with the Skype chat. So if you cannot understand everything at the moment, don't worry too much. Just keep sending us your questions. We will answer all of them, and then you can watch the video at a later date. Okay. All right. So the next question is. Oh no, I've lost the questions. Just a second. The next question is the Sports Centre in the University of Glasgow free for international college students, or how much should we pay if we want to use it? Now, the Sports Centre is not free. It's not free for any student. It doesn't matter if you're international or if you're a UK student. But they are really nice and really big facilities here on campus, and also outside of the campus, and you can play virtually any sport here at the university. Now, what you will have to pay is it's a monthly fee that you pay. I think it's around £15 per month that you pay in order to join the gym. There's also a swimming pool here, and this also allows you to kind of join any other clubs. Whereas in the sports clubs, you will then probably have to pay some extra fees in terms of your equipment and things like that. But there are also other options here and locally around your student accommodation. For example, Remus earlier told me that he goes to a different gym that's a bit smaller, and it just suits him a little bit more. So there are there are lots of options for you to engage in sports. Also, what I should probably tell you about is when you arrive in January, there will be an opportunity for you to sign up to the GIC sports teams, because we have a big competition coming up where all the KIC colleges compete against each other. So that's going to be really exciting as well. But we'll tell you all about that more once you actually arrive. Now, the link to the information about the sports facilities, I will post that in the chat afterwards, and I will also add it to the a Facebook group, so you'll get some more information about that. And it will also be on the VLE,
Yes.
so the virtual learning environment. Have they already received the login details?
No, the login details will be sent out to all future students on Monday.
Yeah, okay, so on Monday you will receive login details to the VLE, Virtual Learning Environment, and there's going to be lots of information that you will need, and that's useful to you before your arrival here. Did you access the VLE
Yes.
before you came to Glasgow?
Yes, absolutely. For me, you can arrange your arrival information. You can arrange your time to get the airport buses to the GIC through the VLE. It is quite helpful.
Yes. Yeah.
There are also reading lists for the students who want to know what they will do, the books they will have to buy, so you can have an idea of the reading list. There are sample timetables to have an idea of what your timetable is going to look like. There are a lot of information, so it's, again, you'll get access to all of this on Monday.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Now there's another question that's just come in, that's still relating to the sports facility. So we will answer that first. About the pool, is it a warm one or a regular one? Because I think it would be too cold to swim in a regular one in Glasgow. Have you ever been to the pool?
No,
Yeah.
no, I cannot swim. Shame
No.
on me. I just can
Oh.
walk.
Oh, you can just walk. Oh,
Yes.
that's a shame. The pool here at the university is an indoor pool, so you don't have to worry about it being too cold. It's actually quite cozy and warm usually
Yes.
in indoor swimming pools, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, there's another question just coming in as well. Roughly, what is the ratio of each nationality in GIC?
Yes.
There is a majority of Chinese students here in the college, but we do have over 40 nationalities in the college. So although there's a majority of Chinese students, there's also another 39 other nationalities here in the college. So I think it's quite hard for students to join the college and not find at least one other person from the same country in the college. Okay, I think I can maybe just answer another question here as well that says how many students are there overall in GIC and in class? So overall in GIC at the moment we're looking at nearly 700, and once you join us in January it'll be just over 800 probably. In class, what do you think? How many students are in your class roughly?
Yes, maybe in a lecture we have more than 8 students. I do not count, but in a seminar it's quite a small classroom, maybe 20 students.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So the difference between a lecture and a seminar is that in a lecture it's usually a lot of students and you just sit there and the tutor's in the front and they will just talk to you. It's not so much like a discussion. You can ask some... Sorry Fiona, we just had to hang up that call. You can... in a lecture theatre you just sit and listen to the information, whereas in a seminar then you will discuss the information that you have listened to in the lecture, and it's a much more interactive setting, like you do some group work and you'll be able to talk to your tutor about the information and learn about it. Okay, so we'll continue answering the questions that you've sent before, but feel free, like Nikki and Jinhan already did, just to send us questions in between via the chat function as well. That's not a problem at all. Okay. So, as it will be my first stay in the UK and I go to the university alone, how can I get help in the first few days after I arrive in Glasgow?
Do you want to give it from your perspective, and then we can say it from the staff perspective?
How was it for you when you
Okay.
arrived in Glasgow?
Yes, for me, for the first time you maybe find some delicious food to eat to comfortable yourself. And for the GIC, there is a lot of supportive program for you to make you calm down and feel relaxed. For example, if you feel lonely, you can talk to the the staff here. They have this meeting, and you can find the friends through the mentee program. Yes, and maybe join the gym or writing the exciting AC.
Yes.
I don't know that.
Yeah,
Yes.
So there's various different options for you to not feel alone and to find people. But maybe Melanie can tell us a little bit about induction week.
Yes.
So there's literally the first few days
Yes.
of you here.
So on the first week of January, we're going to send you details of when you will come to register at the college, but it won't be a surprise. It will be on Monday the 11th of January. You will come to the college, we will welcome you, we will register you, take you through everything that you need to know about your BRP, and we will give you a timetable, And for the first week that you will be with us, there will be no classes, just activities. So activities to meet other students like Remus and all the other student representatives. There will be a welcome event for all the students. There will be activities where you will meet your teachers, get to know more about your course, and at the end of the week you will receive your timetable, and then you will be able to start your classes on Monday the 18th of January. So it's very important that you arrive for the 11th of January so you don't miss this induction week. We find out usually that the students who miss it are the ones who feel a little bit lost at the beginning. Of course, we put up activities for them, for the students who arrive late, but it's really, really recommend that you arrive in time for induction week.
Yeah, so I'm just seeing that there's one other student who asks, what if I can't make it to Glasgow by the 9th of January because of student visa still being processed?
Then that's fine. It happens all the time, so it's not an ideal situation, of course, because we want you to be here for induction week, but if you enroll late, that's fine. You just need to tell us when you're going to arrive in Glasgow. You need to complete your arrivals form. There will be a link on VLE for it, and we'll just, as soon as you arrive in the country, we'll welcome you, we'll register you, and we'll just make sure that you're settled fine and that you start going to your classes as soon as possible.
That's great. Olivia says, looking forward to it. That's the right attitude. That's great. And there's another question here from Nikki. As a student of GIC, do I have access to UOG's library? Is it free, or will I have to pay a monthly fee? Can you tell us a little bit about the library, Remus?
Yes, although somebody said that there is no free lunch, but you can offer it to your library. Sorry, you can get a library card that make you I don't know the word, qualified enough to enter the library. Yes, and the library is very amazing. I think it's very huge and a lot of computer, and you can meet your friends there. Yes.
Yeah, so the library is actually one of the best here at Glasgow, and it's very tall, and it's very hard to miss it once you arrive here in Glasgow. But yeah, so you receive a student card at some point after your registration, and with that student card you are able to enter the library. And in the library you have different kind of study areas that are quiet areas, that are group areas. There's a cafe in there, there's an IT support service where you can bring your laptop and you say, oh, I don't know what's happened, I've deleted my essay, what's going on? Things like this. So there's lots of facilities in the library that you'll be able to use, and you can use that all free of charge. That's a part of you being a student here at GIC, and obviously also being a student of the University of Glasgow.
And if you're worried about where the library is, it's on the campus. And again, during induction week, we will take all the students on a campus tour, and we will show you where the library is and how to access it. So
Yeah.
don't worry about anything.
Yeah. Remus, how did you find it the first time when you went onto the campus? Did you find it easy to find the buildings?
To be honest, maybe I feel a lot confused because there is a lot of building, and
Yes.
and I'm very bad at look at the directions anyway. But you can join that campus tour. It is very amazing. You can find a lot of I don't know amazing buildings, and find where is your classroom, where is the library, where is the main building. It is quite useful.
Yes.
You really should join that campus tour. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
And if for any reason you missed the campus tour, there is an app online that tells you if you enter where you are on the campus and where you need to go, and the app, so it's usually on your phone, on your tablet, it shows you exactly the route to find your room.
Yeah, exactly. So there's plenty of things, and also there's going to be so many people around. You can just ask.
Yes.
That's really something that we always hear from our students, that people are really friendly here, and it's really easy to ask somebody for help. So yeah, take advantage of this, because it's also a good way to make friends and to meet people in the first couple of weeks if you just ask your way around to get to places. And of course you can also always come to GIC, to our student reception here, and ask any questions that you have. Just come plenty of time. Don't come at 9 o'clock to ask us where your class is at 9 o'clock. Just maybe in the first couple of weeks, take some extra time beforehand to find your way. And if you're a bit confused, that you still have plenty of time to come and ask somebody. Okay. Now, what are the opening hours for the library? I'm not 100% sure about that. I just know they open quite long
Yes.
in the night.
Maybe from the 7 a.m. to
Mhm.
the 12 p.m.
Yeah.
in the
Yes.
evening, maybe.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
that's what we
yeah,
do.
so I think like staffing hours will be different to that. So there will only be so and so many hours that staff will be available, but study time, it's open for a very long time. So yeah, no excuses not to study, unfortunately. Yeah, you can access the library all the time. There's also some other. There's not just the library. There's also a reference library, and it's called the reading room. So that's like this big, nice old round building, and when you come here, you'll see it, where you can just go in, and it's just a study space. So there's lots of books available in there. But you can take the books outside of the building, so you're not allowed to borrow the book for a certain period of time like you can from the library. But it's just a space where that you can go to that's very nice and bright, and you can study in there as well. Are there any extra student activities after class, like sports activity, language exchange, for example? You're asking the right person.
Yes.
Since I'm the one that's organising it,
Yes.
that's good. So so we offer quite a lot of different things for you. So this could be things that are happening during the week or on the weekend. What we try and do is for you to take part in, for example, coach trips around the country, so you get to know various different places. But we also have kind of weekly activities that could be educational support workshops, but it could also be something like language cafe, or we're offering things like showing you things in Glasgow. It's really varied in what we offer. And sports as well, yeah, just going back to our sports teams, you can join them once you arrive here in January, to get ready for the KIC Games, so which is a competition against all the other colleges. So we'll be focusing on that a lot come January. We'll be telling everybody how amazing the KIC Games are, so you will hear a lot about that. But also during the induction week, we have various different presentations for you, and one of them is about the social program. So I will introduce the social program for the first term to you, and I will show you all the things that we have organised for you as well. So yeah, I don't want to spoil it too much now, so I think it should be a little bit of a surprise, exactly, because we have like some really good things for you planned. So but just for you to know, we try and do things that are based in Scotland, obviously, and that are things that will teach you something about Scotland, but in a really fun way, and that you learn something. And then obviously we also will give you suggestions about the events that are happening on campus, and things that you can just go out and do with your friends, of course.
Remus, have you taken part in any activities organized by Alessia?
Yes, absolutely. In the Halloween, yes, Alessia arranged an amazing pumpkin carving in the group. Yes, I make I don't know, a witch for myself.
Yeah.
Yes, very nice. And so there is a lot of amazing activities that are arranged by GIC.
Yeah, the pumpkin carving was really fun. So
Yes.
I think unfortunately some of you might not actually get to experience that when you join us in January, but because it's Halloween. But that's just, for example, an example of things. We try and celebrate things to introduce you to new things, because many of our students have never celebrated Halloween before. But there's lots of fun activities that you can do around these days. So we just try and introduce you to new things, and obviously have fun, like I said. Okay, we'll move on to some questions that you've sent us before. What's the next question? 2 days after arrive. Oh, is it easy to take a taxi on weekends? Do you ever take a taxi?
Yes, you can call. You can call a taxi, but if you, I don't know, if you come from China, you cannot just waiting, for example, waiting in the door of the globe and waiting a taxi to come. You can use the phone to call the taxi, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. So there's a couple of different ways of doing things as well. So you can call your taxi, but there's also pretty good apps. So especially if you're talking about the weekend and you might be out a little bit later at night time, there's also the apps that you can use. I can post the information all in the chat later on because I know Olivia's also asking about the number for the taxi company. I'll tell you that all afterwards. So the app locates you, which is really good for if you don't really know your way around in Glasgow. It locates you, and then it will just say you will complete some information, and then it will send a taxi to the location in the app, which is really handy. When I just moved to Glasgow, I thought that was the best thing ever to find your way around.
Oh, there's the good old way of you can flag a taxi.
Yeah.
On the street, there are black cabs, they're called. And there are taxi ranks, so queues of taxis that you can just get in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think it's when the taxi light is on, you
Yes.
can put your hand up, and the taxi should hopefully stop for you. If the light is
If they see you.
turned off, then
It means that
there's
there's
people
somebody.
in there, exactly. So you can't get that taxi. But I think that's pretty much the same in like most cities.
Yes.
That concept. I think they've also brought Uber now to Glasgow. I think there are a couple of Uber taxis as well. So. Yeah, if you know Uber from at home, then you might also want to have a look at that here in Glasgow. Okay, Olivia's asking for some suggestions on how to successfully complete her pre-masters program so she can continue to her degree at Glasgow University. I think that's like a pretty big question.
Yes.
Of things. Do you maybe have some tips that what you think you have learned from your first term here?
No, just specific complicated this program to you. Maybe the words is just the study and yes, and just relax. The pass rate is really high. Is very high, and I don't know. Just write all the essay and make you attend all the class and listen carefully and write some notes that the teachers said in the class, and I think that's okay. Maybe if you come from China, I think maybe you can do the half percent of the efforts that you do in your high school, then you can pass the GIC very easily.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. So maybe Ruben's actually it's not that complicated. So Ruben said, you need to study. You need to be in class. I think it's especially important that you go to all of your classes, not just because it's part of your visa agreement, but our students or students with higher attendance have been more successful in the past. We just know that it's a really easy thing to calculate and see from the numbers. Students who have high attendance pass and are better. And it's also because our tutors are here to help you. Like our aim is to get you to the University of Glasgow. Our aim is not to make you fail or to be bad at your program. We're not in school. We want you to obviously succeed. So we will try our hardest. So you just need to tell us if you have some trouble, especially in the first few weeks. It will happen to all of the students. You're a bit confused. It's all a bit new. Just talk about it. Talk about it to your tutor. Tell your friends. Maybe your friend has figured something out that you haven't quite yet. Just talk to them about it. Come to student reception if you have questions. If you're confused. Find Remus. If you see him, oh well, you can't see him just now, but if you watch the video, take a screenshot and come and find them when you come here to GIC.
It's easy. In the common room of the college, we have photos and email addresses of all the student reps.
Yeah.
So you can find Remus and all the other student reps.
Exactly.
And get in touch with them.
Yeah.
But don't stay alone and don't come and talk to us because we're here to help you.
Yeah, but I think it's also another good point that we was mentioning is that you should also relax, and I think that's a really important part. We know that things can get really stressful for students, especially around if they have big assignments or exams on. We totally understand. We've all been students ourselves as well, so we know what it's like. So again, just come and speak to us. and speak to your tutors. Maybe Remus, can you tell us a little bit about your learning support tutor, your LST?
Oh yes,
Very
I
happy.
really like the learning spell tutor program because you can, for me, the first program, the first meeting that I talked with my tutor is about the live question about where is the fantastic Chinese restaurant or something. Yes, I'm very hungry. And in the following weeks,
Just
about
what you want.
I often talk with the tutor about the AC, about the report, how to write, and the structure, the content. And the tutor is very nice. They are very friendly. Yes, just relax, talk to them. Yes, they are
Yeah.
waiting for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yes.
so that's, you need to remember that's our job. You know, we're here to help you and to be successful. So just come and talk to us and let us know what you can just come and just chat to us as well. Like you don't
Yes.
just have to have a problem. Even if you just want to come and say hi, then just come and chat to us. Okay, let's move on. Next question. Do we have the net? I guess it's the internet in the dormitories, and does it work
Yeah.
well? Do you live in the Globe?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We're just
How's the
getting,
internet?
The network in the globe is very good. You can, if you want to use this network for free, you
I
can use
know.
3 access. Yes, maybe the 2 iPhones and 1 MacBook. But you will pay extra money if you want to access a lot of
We do know how to
another
trick, yeah.
networks.
Yes, yeah, of
Well,
course.
people
I think there's
Yes.
Wi-Fi, like the
Yeah, Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's all
free
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi in
All
the
Wi-Fi,
dorm.
yes.
In the Globe and in Franklin Point
Yes.
as well,
Yes.
so in all the student accommodation. I think Olivia just asked, need my help. I'm not quite sure what you mean with that. If Olivia, if you just want to expand on your question, then we can maybe answer that afterwards. In the meantime, I will I will carry on with another question that you sent us before. I really want to know if I can understand the accent of our tutors
Yeah.
in UFG, as it's pretty hard to know
Yeah.
the words in Scotland. What do you
Right.
think?
I don't know where this question from, but you have the same idea as me before I come to the GIC. But when I come to the GU, you really do not need to worry about this problem. They are very, I don't know, standard speaker, English speaker. You can understand their words, and maybe you can go to the street to find some traditional Scottish learning speakers to talk with. I don't know, old person, I don't know, parents, something. Yes,
Yeah.
sellers. But in the school, I do not need to worry about this problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think quite a lot of students are also surprised when they come here that there's quite a few tutors that are from different countries.
Yes.
So, and me and Melanie,
And
for
staff,
example,
yes.
we're not Scottish. So, I'm from Germany, Melanie's from France. There's people that are from Arabic countries. There's other people from European countries. There's people from all over the world. That work here at GIC. So as much as we have a diverse student body, we also have a very diverse staff body. So you don't have to worry about that at all. And again, if you don't understand something, just say. There's plenty of times where me and Melanie sit here in the
Yes.
office and we don't have a clue what
I
people
was
talk
going
about.
to say it's okay to ask people to repeat
Yes.
several times sometimes
Yes.
because we were in the same situation
Exactly.
and
And we know what it's like.
yes, so don't be afraid.
No. Okay, so I want to know more about the attendance details. How would attendance affect the grades? And what is the maximum number of days students can be absent in case of sickness or other events? Okay, I'll leave the
Right.
last part of the question to something else, but yeah.
Right.
Answer.
So with regard to your attendance, the minimum attendance that is required to keep your visa is 80%. Now we cannot tell you how many days that is because obviously it depends on how many hours per week that you have. Of course, as attendance is very important, you must attend all your classes. However, if you are sick, what you need to do is complete what we have here and call an absence form. And obviously, if you are sick, you need to see a doctor. So you complete an absence form, and with the absence form, you give us a note that was completed by your doctor to confirm that you were sick. And your attendance you will still be marked absent from class, but your absence will be authorized. which means that when your teachers all gather at the boards to look at your grades and your attendance, they will say, okay, this student was absent for several days, but we know that the student was absent because he or she wasn't well, so that's okay, that's authorized.
Yeah. Another good point that Melanie mentions there is registering with a doctor.
Yes.
We will tell you more about that when you arrive here in the UK, but I think it's never too early to realise that this is very important that you do that when you come here to Glasgow, and you don't wait until you're sick.
Yes.
To register. So it's very convenient. It's on campus, right next to the library. There's a big building called the Fraser Building. In there is a medical centre. Again, we will give you all the details when you arrive here, but I think for you, what you should already have in your head is, you know, mental checklist. I need to register with a doctor.
Yes.
So if you just remind that, like I said, we will tell you during induction week. If you miss it for some reason, just come and speak to us, and we will tell you where to find that information.
Actually, Alicia is mentioning the mental checklist, but when you arrive and we give you a welcome pack
Yeah.
with your induction timetable, there is also a checklist.
That's a cool
And
one.
on the checklist, it says that you need to register with a
Yeah.
doctor, because a lot of students are surprised that here in the UK, you have to register in order to see a doctor. You cannot just turn up.
Yeah.
I know it's different in my country as well. You can
Yeah.
turn up in
Same
any
here.
city anytime and see a doctor. But here in the UK, you have to be registered with a doctor. That's why it's very important to do it as soon as you arrive.
Yeah.
And hopefully you won't even need to see a doctor because you'll be healthy
Okay.
and you won't be sick.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, the last part of the question was, when can I get the timetable for my lessons?
Well, on the last day of induction week, so that will be on the Friday, Friday the, I can't quite calculate this,
15th, maybe?
15th, yes, thank you,
think
on the
so, yeah.
15th of January, you will receive your timetable. Again, everything will be explained on the day when you arrive, and it will be part of your welcome pack. So we will tell you, but if you're worried that you don't understand what we're saying, everything will be written and will be in your pack.
Okay. Great, we'll continue. How will we be assessed at the end of each subject? By writing essays or a computer-based quiz or something else? Maybe, Rumus, can you tell us a little bit about your assignments this term?
For me, I'm a tutor for the pre-master business law and science, and for the first term that I just finished, you should for the maybe some 2 essay and 1 report and 1 discussion, and they are quite, and for research design and critical, I think both of you should will take these lessons. You will write 2 essay in the first term, assignment B and assignment A.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think for it's obviously it will depend on your course, and it will depend on what specific subjects you have chosen within that course as well. So it might be different for different people. But
That
if
explains.
yeah, it's
The
explained.
academic, again, during induction week, there's
Yeah.
an academic induction session,
Yeah.
and your teacher, you will meet the teacher for the specific course that you're doing, and they will explain all that to you.
Yeah, exactly. Next question. Can you recommend any courses to enjoy jogging in Glasgow? So, I'm guessing you mean maybe like groups, like jogging groups? Yes, actually there are plenty there. Yeah, there's definitely one in from the university, if not maybe 2 or 3. I just see them sometimes running around here. So there will be in the information that I'm sending you about the sports, and that will also be on the VLE, there will be like a sports club around running and jogging as part of that. But again, there's also local groups, and there's a Scotland-wide group that's called Jog Scotland. Again, I can send the information to you, and they have various different groups throughout Glasgow that you can just join. So you can just pick a day that is convenient for you and the location where they start from, and then you can go jogging. There's also like lots of races here in Glasgow. So you have like a 5k race, a 10k race, different kind of lengths and times that you can take part in, and it's really good because you can kind of fundraise some money money for charity as well, or you can just take part. Some are funny ones as well. We just recently, last Sunday, had the Santa Dash. So that's a 5-kilometre race throughout Glasgow, and everybody wears Santa Claus costumes, and because everybody buys the same costume beforehand, before the race, and all the money gets donated to charity. So it's for a for a good reason that you do it. And I think last year, it was over 5,000 people that took part. It's quite a picture in the city centre, having all these people running in their red and white suits. And
you should try to Google it.
Yes, just to see the pictures. But again, so once you arrive here in January, leading towards the summer, there's going to be lots of events happening like this as well. Not in Santa costumes, of course, but there will be plenty of other things happening that you can go and watch, or you can take part in as well.
And if you're into running and don't want to be part of a group, the campus, we are based, so on the Glasgow University campus is based on this beautiful park, Kelvin Grove Park. So if you just like to go for a run on your own, the park is really beautiful. It's all of the campus, and it's just best place, I think.
Yes, definitely. No, I totally agree. Glasgow, actually, in the old Gaelic word, translated means dear green place. So and it was named after that because there are so many green places in Glasgow. So you have lots of kind of parks and green areas where you can go. So you might even make it a mission to take the bus to the south side and go running in Queen's Park there, just because you just want a different location. So there's various different places you can go and explore. Another question: is it safe before sunrise or after sunset? What do you think?
I think it's quite safe anyway, because I often go to the gym in the evening that I cannot sleep. Yes, and I think, to be honest, if you want to go to another place like Glasgow, I do not quite recommend you to do that. But around the school, anyway, it is very safe.
Yes. On induction week, again, we're always going back to this, there will be a presentation from a member of Glasgow University, someone who gives a presentation about how to stay safe in the city, with little tips and about booking taxis safely, again, well, we mentioned that already earlier on, and things like this. So that will be covered in the presentation.
Yeah, I think Glasgow sometimes suffers from a bad reputation. I think so. Sometimes I've heard this before, that students kind of say, "Oh, I've heard that Glasgow's not safe." But I think Glasgow, having lived here now for a few years, it's like any other city. You will have areas that are a little bit less safe. You will have areas that are safer. It's like any other bigger city, all over the place. So I think there's nothing particularly to worry about. And like Melanie said, we will give you more information about that. Can we just repeat how much the minimum attendance was, Melanie?
It's 80% minimum attendance, but we're really aiming for all our students to have 100% attendance. And actually we're having a ceremony on Friday, tomorrow, for the students who have achieved 100% for the whole term, and we have over 300 students who have reached that, so that's really good, and that's just the best. That's what we want, 100% attendance.
Because that's nearly half of our students at the moment, so that's really great. And it is nice, you get like a little certificate, and it's just something nice that you can add to your portfolio, like your qualification and things, that you can see, that you've attended really well at school, and that's something that the University of Glasgow is really impressed with as well. So
and we do a monthly draw as well, as well as the ceremony at the end of each term. Every month, all the students who have achieved 100% attendance, we put all their names in a hat, and someone picks a name, and the lucky winner gets a voucher.
Yeah, we will come and surprise you with the college director, so it's quite a nice thing as well. Okay, in between of the two terms, do we have a break? Yes, you will.
Yes.
Well, actually, for the January ones.
January students, you get a short break around Easter. Where again, when you register in January, we will give you the academic calendar, and you will have all the dates of when you will be off. And students need to know as well that you have to re-register at the start of each term.
Yeah.
So, for example, Remus, do you know when you're re-registering?
I know that. I see the timetable in the
Yes.
in the wall around the room.
Yes. So on the 5th of January.
First,
So at the
yes.
start of each term, students
Yeah.
have to re-register.
Yeah,
Um,
it's important that I know it's really you would like to obviously book your flight and also book the return flight at the same time, but please hold off because especially if you're not sure or if your friend tells you, oh, I'm sure it's this day, do not
No,
listen to your friends.
come and ask
This
us.
is the only occasion. Do not listen to your friends when it comes to important dates. Come and speak to us or send us an email and we will try and help you as much as we can. But it's not nice to miss out on re-registration. You will start missing classes, it will come up on your attendance and suddenly you're not 100% attendance candidate anymore. So just be careful with that information and just ask us for advice. Will I have to go back to my home country to apply for my visa when I'm progressing to the degree?
No,
I believe
if you're
that
two-term
depends.
students
Yeah.
in the summer, you will have to apply for your Glasgow University visa here.
Yeah.
In Glasgow. We have a dedicated member of staff. His name is Ben, who will help you with your visa application, and also at Glasgow University, there are staff who will be able to help you with this. But I believe that the answer is if you're coming in January for a two-term course, you will have to stay in the UK at the end of August to apply for your course at at Glasgow University.
Yeah. Just as another visa question, if I decide to get my visa renewed in the UK, how can I provide my finance proofs like bank savings? Because my parents' bank account is in my home country. Is there any chance the UKBA will accept scanned copies of the documents?
We usually advise students to open an account here in the UK because that is the best, that's the easiest, so that you have to renew your visa.
Yeah.
However, if it's really impossible, again, come to student reception and speak to Ben and he will be able to advise you.
Yeah, I think that's probably something as well that you should probably come to speak to Ben quite early. So once you arrive, maybe in January, because obviously with bank statements and savings and stuff, you need to make sure that stuff is saved for a while beforehand. So just once you've settled in, once you've been to your classes, just maybe in your third week or something like that, just come and speak to Ben. Or no, actually you can
Ben
also
runs sessions.
yeah,
anyway,
Ben will run sessions as well, and
explain
he
all
will have a
that stuff.
presentation.
You're
as
always
well.
welcome to come and ask us questions.
Yeah, exactly. I want to know why there is a majority of Chinese students in the college. Well,
Yeah, because there is a lot of Chinese
yeah, people.
made globally in the world.
Yeah.
Dripping.
I think it's
They
yeah.
love
I
Glasgow.
think Kaplan is very established as a company in China to recruit students coming to the UK. So we're really happy to have so many Chinese students, like because the demand is obviously there.
Yes.
There are many Chinese students that are interested in coming to the university, and who
Yes.
can fault them? University of Glasgow is one of the top universities in the world, so it would be silly if we didn't have so many Chinese students.
Yes.
Chinese people are smart; they know what's good for them. That's
Yeah, look at me.
yeah, exactly. That's why Remus is here.
Yeah.
So yeah, the question is, why don't we have more students from other countries?
Yes.
Yes.
Fine.
Not why do we have so many Chinese students? Okay. I wonder when the term usually starts in September at the University of Glasgow after the foundation course finished. We can't really tell you an exact date because it just depends on the
Because-
university calendar.
Yes.
But I think you can be rest assured that you will know when
Yes.
you need to know.
Yes, it will be written on your CAS. Glasgow University will give you a CAS to apply for your visa for your course with them, and it will be written on your CAS. We
Yeah.
don't have the dates at the moment, but that's something we'll probably find out probably about spring next year.
Springtime next year. Yeah.
Yes, but it's usually around, it's the same dates as us, so it's usually around mid-September.
Yeah, yeah. I think maybe like if it's not because of something specific, I don't think that's something you have to worry about just now. I think for now you just need to worry about coming to Glasgow,
Yes.
starting your course and getting settled
Yes.
in. And if you then have any other questions, keep them in mind, of course. But you can ask us lots of stuff when you actually arrive here in Glasgow. Okay, guys, it's coming up to 12 o'clock. Oh, we'll answer that question. Can people who are under 18 rent a flat? It's really good that you're asking this question because we have our
Yes.
still current under 18 liaison
Yes.
person here. So Melanie deals with the under 18 students.
Okay, so yes, I deal with all the students who are under 18 here at the college. So we want as much as possible for the under 18 students to stay in our accommodation at the Globe. This is, however, if you really want to stay in a private accommodation, it's okay as long as we get a note from your parents telling us that that they are happy with it. So if you want to stay in a private flat, you will need to ask your parents to support your decision.
Yeah. Okay. How many students are there that are under 18 at the moment?
At the moment, exactly, it's about 42, but when we started in September, we had about 60 students.
Yeah.
Every time you turn 18, you get a visit from myself or one of my colleagues if I'm not available to give you a birthday card, birthday song in class.
Birthday song.
No, I'm joking. I don't sing. But you get a birthday card and you get a present as well from the college.
From the college, yeah. Yeah, so it's it's a nice thing to be under 18 in GIC. Joyce just says I'm under 18. Yes, so that's not a problem when you come here in
Yes.
January. There will be specific meetings for the
Yes.
under 18 students to help you out. So
Yes, once all the students have registered, I usually wait until maybe the end of January, and I'll organize a meeting for all the under 18 students to meet up and we'll have a chat. And it's also, we have to meet twice a term until you turn 18. We usually meet at the Globe, and it's a very casual, very friendly meeting where you come and talk to me, tell me if you have any issues, and you can come and see me anytime, anyway, in the office. But we have 2 designated dates in the calendar each term until you turn 18.
yeah. Oh, somebody's asking if anybody's under 17. We actually do have a couple
We
of
do,
students.
yes.
that are
Yes,
under
our younger students are 16.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So
They're usually the more mature students, the under 18 students.
yeah. No, so you won't be alone.
Oh no.
During the time studying in GIC, if I have some academic questions or issues in my study, will there be tutors that I can get help from? Will the professors be available after classes? Maybe you
Yes, yes, absolutely. You can register in the material program. Yes, for me, I just have 2 conversations with my mentor. Very quite helpful. They can tell you about very academic questions, change your masters or how to do good in your skills for study classes or research design. Yes, and when you come to the GIC, you can see this program in the student reception service. Yes.
Yeah, I think what we talked about earlier as well, you have every student has an LST, a learning support tutor, and they can help you with any kind of academic related questions. And our tutors, especially in seminars, I think seminars are specifically there for you to be able to ask questions, you know, that you can discuss with your classmates, but also the tutor that is in your seminar. So, and I think they're quite happy for you to also contact them. You can email them, for example, you know, and you can make an appointment with them to talk to them if you have issues. So, there should be enough contact time for you.
There's plenty of
there.
support.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And like Rima said as well, you can also have mentors, so that these are more experienced students who are still at GIC or who have already progressed to the university, who you will be able to to ask for advice as well. They won't help you write your essays,
No.
but they'll be able to kind of give you some basic guidance, you know, from a student perspective, which is pretty awesome. I think that they do that. But again, you can apply for that. We will tell you all about it during induction week. I'm interested in knowing the minimum age to study is 17. No, we have other students as well that are 16.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm not quite sure. Is there a minimum age? I think it's more dependent on your qualifications.
Yes, and you would be assessed by our colleagues in admissions.
Yeah, whether
Yes.
you're eligible
Yes.
to study here or not. Okay guys, so it's past 12 o'clock. If you have any more questions, you can type them and I will just respond to them afterwards. I can just carry on writing them, that's not a problem. But we'll stop the chat, like the actual video recording and everything for now. It was really good to talk to you. We're really happy that you had so many questions. We really hope that we've helped you with this. Yeah, I think I can say the same for Remus and Melanie, that we enjoyed this very much. I can't believe an hour has passed so quickly.
I'm looking forward to seeing you in January.
Yeah, we're really excited to meet you all. Like I said, I will go through the chat again. I know I've promised quite a few links and information, so I will send you all that information. But I'm not quite sure what time it is for you guys, but yeah, good morning, good night.
That's fine. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. If you have any more questions, just let us know, and you can send them to us via Skype, or once you join the Facebook group, you can post them in there. You can just reply to the emails that we've sent you. It's not a problem at all, just whatever is more convenient for you.
And remember, you're going to get an email on Monday about the VLE and a lot of links and useful documents on it. So just wait out for this email.
Yeah, Joyce is saying she's looking forward to meeting us all as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you arrive here, just come and say hi to us. Come and grab us and say, oh, do you remember me? I was on the Skype chat. So,
Yes.
yeah, do that when you arrive
Might
here.
see you at the airport.
Yeah, we might see you at the airport actually. Airport, that's a good thing as well. When you arrive at the airport, we had that on Tuesday, do not go outside of the airport. We are wearing bright yellow t-shirts with a big K on the front, so just come and find us in the airport. You do not need to leave the airport.
We'll be waiting for
We'll be
you.
waiting for you, exactly. Anyway, like I said, good morning, good night. I'm not quite sure what time it is, but it's nearly lunchtime here now, so we will go and eat now. We shall see you in January. Have a safe journey. Bye-bye.
Bye.